Good morning, friends. If you're like me, you've been shocked and saddened each day with the news coming from Ukraine. After Russian President Vladimir Putin launched an unprovoked attack on the nation of Ukraine on February 24th, the world has watched in horror as the hostilities escalate, the damages mount, and the deaths and injuries of innocent civilians continue to increase. Caught in the middle of this conflict, and especially vulnerable, are thousands of children. Last Sunday, Nicole mentioned in her sermon the simultaneously heartrending and heartwarming story of mothers in Poland leaving strollers on a train station platform for Ukrainian mothers fleeing the war. And this past week, there were reports of Russian forces bombing a theater in Mariupol where hundreds of people had taken shelter, and the word children had been written in Russian in giant white letters on the pavement outside the building so that you could know from the air that there were children inside. The United Nations said on Wednesday that since the invasion of Ukraine began, nearly 780 civilians have been killed, with more than 1,252 civilians injured. And in a speech to the Canadian Parliament on March 15th, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that 97 children have been killed. As followers of Jesus, we are called to care for the persecuted, the powerless, and the marginalized, and particularly to care for children. When crowds brought children to Jesus to be blessed by him and the disciples rebuked them, Jesus scolded them, saying, "Let the children come to me and do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of heaven." And in James 1:27, we are told that visiting orphans and widows in their affliction is an integral part of religion that is pure and undefiled before God. When we see the scope of the carnage resulting from the war in Ukraine, we may feel powerless to help. But there are things that we can do to make a real and immediate difference. The Mission Committee has recommended to Session, and Session has approved, a special Lenten collection that will be donated to the United Nations Children's Fund, or UNICEF, to help children affected by the war in Ukraine. From now through Easter, the Mission Committee will match every dollar given by NorthPark members to this collection up to a total of $4,000. And by supporting UNICEF, we can be confident that our resources will be used prudently to help children affected by this horrible war. For over eight decades, UNICEF has built an unprecedented global support system for the world's children. UNICEF works day in and day out to deliver the essentials that give every child an equitable chance in life. Emergency relief like that which is needed now in Ukraine, but also health care and immunizations, safe water and sanitation, nutrition, education, and more. UNICEF is on the ground in Ukraine helping children displaced by war. UNICEF's humanitarian work in Ukraine focuses on meeting the most critical, urgent needs for safety, health care, safe water, and nutrition, and protection, while also safeguarding children's rights and long-term well-being. And UNICEF is rated one of the best charities to donate to, with less than 3% of every dollar spent going to administrative costs and over 97% going directly to those in need. If you want to give to this special collection, you may do so online or by sending a check to church. For those donating online, simply pick Ukraine offering on the drop-down menu under Fund. If you're donating by check, please make the check payable to NorthPark Presbyterian Church and note Ukraine offering on the memo line. Please join me in helping the many children who are suffering as a result of this horrible war.